So we're gonna check out this video from one Roland Martin. The reason I do videos like this, reacting to this person, because these people are disingenuous. They're paid to say the things that they're saying to you to keep you in check, to keep you in line. But the reason that they do it is because they can. And hopefully it'll get black folks in particular, because that's the group I'm in. That's the group I care most about. I care about all people. And I'm not pro blackity black, because when you get into that, that just gets ridiculous. I'm here for common sense and what makes sense. It goes into representation and idolatry. Stop voting for representation and idolatry. What I mean is, well, they look like me. They must have my best interest at heart. That's been going on for 60 plus years, and you haven't gotten anywhere as a group. As a matter of fact, you have regressed at an accelerated rate. But just because you look up to the people like Roland Martin and celebrities, which at one point, a lot of these celebrities understood what you're going through, but when they get to a certain point, they have no idea what you're going through. At that point, it's just a representative of what someone else above them wants them to say and present. If that wasn't the case, why you think Sexy Red is out here and everybody that's listening to this know who Sexy Red is and what she about? Is because that's what they think about you, and that's what they want you to keep your mind on. Quit worshiping humans. Any of these humans, called idolatry. Any of these humans are just as flawed as you. They're prone to making the same mistakes that you make. And we see it every single day. This guy has a broadcast, Roland Martin, that millions of people see. He doing a live broadcast, and it shows some man's booty cheeks, which is totally inappropriate. I don't have a problem if that's your lifestyle, Mr. Roland Martin, but I don't need to be seeing a man's booty cheeks on your broadcast, which my point is just as flawed as me, just as flawed as any of you. So why would you worship these people and take their word as gospel? They don't live like you do. They live way above the means that you do, which means if you follow their way of talking, not the way that they're living, if you follow their way of talking and stuff trickles down to you in a negative way, it doesn't affect them one bit at all. So let's hear what this big sassy extra hairline guy has to say.
All right, y'all, let me make this video real quick, okay? Like real quick. Tyrese, you do not know what you're talking about. That video where you're talking about an anti-Asian crime bill, that is a lie. Please, learn to fact check before you start talking. I have debunked this nonsense numerous times on Roland Martin Unfiltered. That is a lie.
Notice that he plugged his show. I'm gonna plug it right now for him. Roland Martin Unfiltered. So hopefully some of you guys can come on there and see how he calls people stupid. He demeans people, and instead of just sticking to the facts, which is what we're gonna do here.
Literally have walked through the bill on my show. In the summary, it talks about the attacks on Asian Americans. It is called the COVID-19. It specifically mentions COVID-19. If you
See that? See that? It's specific. It's specific. It's specific. See, we have to pay attention to things like that.
Actually read the bill, which I've done on the air multiple times. It does not only apply to Asian Americans.
And it does only apply to Asian Americans because in the bill, it specifically mentions Asian Americans. Don't just look at the title. It's kind of like when you read a book, you're going to read the cover and be like, oh, this is a good book. You read the preamble. Oh, this is a great book, but read the whole book. And this is the type of stuff that we talking about right here. No, in the bill, it specifically mentions Asian Americans.
It applies to everybody. It also, all it did was also create one job that compiled data. And so again, Tyrese, you're wrong. You are 100% wrong.
No,
and
he's
so
not.
Please, all of you entertainers, when y'all jump out here and make videos and people run with it, I need you to do some verification, do some fact checking before you do that. Okay? So you're wrong. It is not. People called it the Asian hate crime bill because of the attacks. And if you're also going to run your...
What he just said right there doesn't make any sense. They called it the Asian hate crime bill because of the attacks. No, they called it that because it specifically mentioned Asians. It said it right in there. The title wasn't Asian. The title was COVID, whatever that is, C-19. But it in the bill, once you drill down and read the bill and look into it, because believe me, I've done it, it specifically mentions them.
Your mouths out here and go, oh, there's never been a bill for African Americans. That's a lie. There have been 3 hate crimes bills
Break them
specific
down.
to African Americans. The first one, you were dealing with the Civil Rights Act in 64. Okay. Then you also had the hate crimes bill that dealt with...
No, we're going to break that one down first. The Civil Rights Bill in 1964. And I'm for whatever is best for this country, first of all. But since we're on this trek, let's talk about this. The Asian hate crime bill was specifically for them. And your current vice president said she's not going to do anything specifically for African Americans. No. Okay. We gonna stay on that track. But she gave Asians $26.4 billion. Actually, I heard it was more, up to $40 billion for small businesses, grant, blah, blah. So for this purpose, the Asian hate crime bill, which is what they calling it because it mentioned them specifically. The Civil Rights Bill did not mention black folks specifically. It just did not. All this stuff, you can find it, is actually easily accessible. Go look it up for yourself. And then when you look it up and you tell me I'm wrong, then mention black, then mention African American, then mention American descendants of slaves, then mention FBA, foundational Americans. I know those terms are relatively new. Didn't mention nothing about that. Let's continue watching this sassy, a grown-ass man, sassy as hell and lying through his teeth, or confirmation bias, which is what he's doing to at least keep his spot and keep the cash coming in, because that's what it is. And I'm saying that to demean somebody, get your bag, but if you compromise your integrity, I'd rather be broke than compromise my integrity like people like this dude, and Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey and DL Hugh. These are the people that y'all listen to. These are the very people that you do not need to be taking your cues from. You're in the information age. You have access to anything that you're looking for. You just gotta type it in and go look for it, and it'll tell you what it is.
When black churches were being burned. I also broke that down on Roland Martin Unfiltered.
And the bill that has to do with churches, he said black churches, It didn't mention black churches. What the fuck is a black church? If y'all gonna jump on the black churches bandwagon, y'all flipped out about the black jobs. Why didn't y'all flip out about the black churches? In that bill, it did not mention black churches, because what is a black church? A small-minded person would say, well, it's a church that most black folks attend. But how is that going to be vetted by a actual law? That doesn't make sense. So that law did not say black churches. That law said churches.
And then, of course, you had the lynching bill that was also signed. Okay? And don't forget, you also have the Matthew Shepard, James Byrd Act.
All right, so we'll talk about the lynching bill again. Did not mention. It was actually called the Emmett Till lynching bill. Again, don't pay attention to the title. The title will deceive you. It's a book. You have to read the book, and you will know what's in it once you read the book. The Emmett Till lynching bill, which at the time that came on, ain't no black folks been lynched in 40-something years, but back when Emmett Till was getting lynched, it was a record number of lynchings all the time. So 40, 50, 60 years ago, it would have been appropriate. But so, what was the other one? Oh, hold on. I gotta go back because I lost my train of thought. Hold on. We're gonna go back a little bit.
Matthew Shepard, James Byrd Act.
So we're gonna talk about that one too. So Matthew Shepard, James Byrd. Matthew Shepard was a white man. He was openly identified with the LGBTQ community, and he caught a ride with a bunch of, I'm sure, racist, frothing at the mouth white guys. And he was beaten, and he ended up dying from his injuries. Let's get that established. James Byrd was a black guy. I can't remember exactly why they decided to grab this guy. It's real graphic. And did whatever they did to him, beat him, and then they tied him up behind a truck. And then they drugged him until, because this is going to be on YouTube as well, to where his, let's say, the appendage above his neck fell off. That's what happened to James Byrd. Now, James Byrd, the black guy, he died before Matthew Shepard. Now, the bill was originally made for Matthew Shepard, and in the bill, the language said he was targeted and beaten because of his sexual orientation. That's why the bill is called, actually the language in the bill, the title of the bill is actually pivotal because it said the Matthew Shepard, and they added James Byrd later. Matthew Shepard and James Byrd bill. Because if James Byrd died before Matthew Shepard, how was the bill for James Byrd if he died first and then he was added on later? Those are some of the details that you're conveniently skipping over, Roland Martin, and you're doing it on purpose. So let's continue with some of your lies.
That dealt with hate crimes. Yeah, James Byrd, the black man who was dragged to death in Jasper, Texas. I went there. I broadcast from there. I walked down the street when he was murdered. And so please, all you blogs that keep posting this stuff, and Tyree says he's wrong. He's wrong. Okay? I walked this stuff through on my show. Bill by bill, fact by fact. Got it? Please call somebody before you start spewing stuff that you know nothing about. All right, y'all.
So if he did that, how was it that I could just go and look for this stuff? Some of it takes a little bit of legwork. If you are half patient, you can find it, and it's just right there in plain English. So beware of people like this. They do not have your best interests at heart. And because we have a representative, I know we have a representative government, but the government uses these people. Roland Martin, backwards hairline. His hairline is reversed, which automatically makes me question him. Just go bald, bruh. Bald has been in style for a long time. At least since Jordan went bald. When did Jordan go bald? In what, 87, 88, 89? Especially a black man that goes bald don't look weird, but your head is shaped like a cube. So I understand why you wouldn't go bald, but you know what? I'm not here to make judgments on personal appearance because I'm not perfect.